Hello, I'm Tanishta and I'm welcome to my channel. Well, to be frank, I'm very nervous doing my second video. So basically, it will be on psychology and to be specific, it will be mostly on the child psychology part. So today what I'm going to speak about is child abuse. So basically, what is child abuse? Child or what is abuse? So abuse is a treatment with cruelty or violence, especially when it comes regularly or repeatedly to a person. So this is abuse, and when the same thing is happening to a child, it can be a physical maltreatment or a sexual molestation of a child. So at that time it becomes child abuse. You may think why I have chosen this subject. Yes, it's very sensitive and it's very important for the parents as well as for the child to know that a child anywhere in the world is abused every minute, every hour of a day. It can be from any background. So it's very important to know the matter, to know the symptoms. It's really very important. Just for your knowledge, 92,000 calls have been received by 1098. 1098 is the government helpline number, and 92,000 calls are only for child abuse case. And it happened in this lockdown period, March 28 till March 31st. It's been more than 3 months that we are locked in our place. And in this span of time, it's really been very tough for us to face it. But you just think of the child who are facing this abuse every day. 92,000 calls just in 11 days. It's shocking and it's really very problematic. Why this is happening? So it's been said that in India, 53% of children faces child abuse, and this statistics is being shown by the Ministry of Women and Child Development. Right, 53% of the child. So what, as I have said you, what is child abuse? There are different forms of child abuse. So different forms of child abuse are physical, emotional. It comes in the form of negligency or neglected. It can be sexual. It is sexual. And another is exploitation. So, what is, means if we think it in a way that which comes first, so there the first things which comes in the child abuse case is the neglected part. It happens in every household. A kid is calling mama, mama, and that mother is engaged in a phone call or in her work or in any form of work, and she is not responding to the kid. So that is neglected form of child abuse. It is happening everywhere. Even you have faced it in your childhood. I have faced it in my childhood because mother are somewhere busy. The second is physical abuse. Physical abuse can be punching, hitting, kicking, biting, burning, shaking a child, or other any other form of abusing a child physically. It's physical abuse, which comes in the second place of the most abuse case registered. In the third, it's emotional. Emotional things are the most dangerous thing because when it comes to emotional abuse, a child cannot show the pain. You have to feel the pain. it's the emotional abuse. Just for an example, a mother spends too much time on computer and doesn't pay attention to the child. It can also be an emotional abuse. A teacher makes fun of a child um, if he is not reading properly in the classroom, if he is not scoring good marks or unable to understand in other classes like maths or in Bengali. It can be in anything. It has happened with many of us. Or a child exposed to domestic violence, like husband wife fighting, quarreling with each other, and a kid is standing in front of them and he is the victim of that. It's a trauma, it's a mental pressure that that kid is going through. You cannot see any bruises, any cut mark when it comes to emotional abuse, but that depth of emotional abuse, that cut mark inside of heart inside of that kid's brain is damaging him for his future. The fourth, which is very important, and that is the sexual abuse. Sexual abuse is molestation or any forced sexual act upon a child or unwanted sexual activity. Last but not the least is the exploitation. So when it comes to exploitation, exploitation means if somebody is being forced to do something against his will. So if a child is forced to work against his will is an exploitation. Suppose a child labor or a child prostitution. This is the five types of child abuse case that um, the five types of child abuse case that are part of the child abuse. Now, what are the sign of abuse? How you will know that a child been abused? A child in your neighborhood, as means that child can be abused. Somebody from your family can be abused. Your relative's kid can be abused. The victim can be anybody. But how we will understand the sign of the abuse? There will be some behavioral clues, like if the abuse is an infant, so excessive crying of an infant is the sign. Crying or any developmental delay like speech delay, motor delay, that can be another sign for abuse. Then there will be excessive fear. Fear will be in any child. Fear for darkness, for height, then leaving parents behind, going to school, leaving parents at home. So fear will be there, anxiety will be there, but excess of anything will be a sign that what is wrong with the child, and you need to dig inside that what is going on in his school or at home, or if the nanny, if the kid is staying with a nanny or a caregiver and parents are working, which is a very common scenario in today's life. So there you need to know that what is lying behind it. Clinginess, like mother, a kid is not willing to leave his or her parents, too much closeness, too much tied up with parents, that can be another reason. Then there seems to be phobias, then destruction of object, then harmful activities like kicking a pet or beating a pet. It can be dog, cat, anybody throwing the pet from from first floor or second floor of the building. Nightmares can be means like screaming in the nightmares, too much sweatiness, sleeping problem, taking too much time to fall asleep, bedwetting. Bedwetting can be a shameful act when it comes to a child or somebody who is 12-year-old, 9-year-old, 8-year-old, but it is very alarming why this kid is having this problem. Is it physical or is emotional or it's mental? You need to know that. You need to identify that. Social withdrawal. I don't like to go out of my place. I am happy staying here. I don't like to mingle with friends or neighbors. I am quite safe in my place. If they are asked to go outside, they will scream. They will just avoid the idea of going to socialize, making friends, going to a relative place. So you should go into the depth that why this is happening. Hyperactivity, too much active. All the kids are active, naughty, but when your kids are doing too much of this thing, why this hyperactivity? Because hyperactivity comes with deficit in attention. So you need to know that. Then there will be poor concentration, unable to concentrate in the class, in the studies. Like your kid was very good in the previous class but unable to perform well. You need to know why it's happening. Then poor school performance. This boy was really good, this girl was really good in studies. Why he or she is unable to perform? Why he or she is not scoring good? Why they are not scoring means performing good in the classroom? Why they are withdrawal? Then withdrawal to touches. If you touch a child, he will just withdraw himself or herself. They can't resist touch. They're scared of it. Then there can be eating issues like too much of eating and or less eating. Substance abuse, many cases substance abuse plays an important part. Just to forget the thing, they become alcoholic, they get into different drugs just to forget the pain. Self-harming, making means cut marks in the wrist. Suicidal at some point. Afraid of exam, and that everybody is afraid of exam is such a thing that nobody loves to give, but afraid of exam, too much afraid. It means all the signs are nothing but too much of everything. You may think that all this sign can just to escape studies, just to escape school, and to stick to cartoons and mobile phone. Kids want to stay at home, but it's not that every time. And another thing is that they will avoid undressing in front of you. They will go to a closed place and they will undress themselves. We teach our child, but when this child is doing it, if you are going to help, a mother is always there to help. And if you are going to help and the kid is withdrawing themselves and they're going to bathroom, locking themselves and then undressing, this is alarming. You should knock that what's wrong with you, talk to your kid. And another thing that's been seen is that they avoid taking bath. Maybe those incident, it flushes in front of them, and that disturb them. That's why they avoid taking bath. In many cases, that is poor hygiene. So these are the signs. And what are the symptoms? So symptoms can be abdominal pain, sudden abdominal pain, headache at many places or many cases, Many medical problem, like there are chronic problem like asthma, it's getting worse. Abnormal weight gain or weight loss, difficulty in walking and sitting. Take a look at your kid, like whether your kid is walking properly the way they used to walk, sitting properly. Is there any uncomfort in their body language? Poor hygiene, as I have said, they don't like taking bath. They will avoid that. They will go to bathroom, they will lock themselves, and they will come back, because they don't like to undress themselves at many cases, too much of traumatized. Then dressed in an inappropriate way for seasons. In summer, we prefer cotton, sleeveless, or um, um, some comfortable dresses. It can be waist, spaghettis during summer, but they can wear full sleeves and leggings full. You may find it very uncomfortable, very suffocating, because this is what I mean. Summer dress is not about all those, but why they are doing it, why they are not comfortable wearing all those clothes. Lack of care in the medical needs. They are not taking care of their wounds. If there are cut marks, they are not taking care of it. They may be enjoying the pain, they may be enjoying the blood. You need to know that why this is happening. In some cases, they avoid medications, they don't take medicines regularly, they just avoid it. See if there are any marks of bites, specifically human bites, not animal bites. You can understand whether human bites are there or not. You can make out whether burn marks are there or not. You can make out. It can be of cigarettes. Bruises are there or not of rope. So in this video, I have discussed about the child abuse, the types of child abuse, the symptoms, and the uh, signs of child abuse. I will like to do more about it, but before that, I want to know how was it, how much you have learned, what are your interests, how much you want to know, and I will be really very thankful if I get comments that will be encouraging for me to do more. Bye bye. See you in the next video. Bye.